have just started moving forward. And honestly, Jay, when I look at their position, I look at their recent results, I want to put them as victors when it comes up against Fnatic here today.
I don't think I want to go quite that far, in my personal opinion. I look at Fnatic and I feel like their additions and their changes have been enough to sort of put this team into a decent stead. They might not be where they once were with a legendary squad as it was. However, they are still a capable squad, and I look at these changes, I think there's a hell of a future ahead of Fnatic. They're going to get through this best of 3, though, and Sinners will be a very close opponent. I'm going to make it go to 3 maps, but I do feel like Fnatic might walk away with the victory here. Starting off on their pick of Overpass, Fnatic are on the T side of things, and Bronn will get that early trade on Oscar, who did find the opening pick of Jakino to start off.
For Sinners, they're now starting to get scrambled up onto an A rotation. Neofrag moving up to provide some sort of assistance in from Beastick. And for Fnatic, they're getting some deep map control out for this long position from Brolin. Their pick back for the P250 was important of evening it up to bring it back to a 4v4.
Beastick going to continue looking into that mid control and out of the bathrooms here. Hoping for a contact peek on Fnatic, hoping that someone's going to give up the ghost and give up the opening start to the man advantage on the site here. 60 seconds left, Beastick. Falling back to Neofrag's position here at the truck. He's ready for T-side players to make their contact happen. Zedko will get caught by Mezzi. The P250 involved. 1 or 2 that they have in play. The other one, a Crimson. Mezzi will be able to combine and strike, get rid of all players on site. With Shock now back over towards Banker. 1v4 for him. Can isolate 1 pick, but needs to get 3 more clutch scenario, and it's just not going to happen. Mezzi finds his triple. Fnatic with a hell of a pistol start.
Sinners had the right read in that sort of situation. They're rotating a 3rd player up to the A side. It looks like they've got a decent crossfire being set. It's just in terms of some of the trades, doesn't quite go their way. Mezzi is able to finish off the round with a 3k. Perfect start coming through for Fnatic. They roll their way over to the A side. And for Sinners, they are going to be buying it back. We're not going to see a scout out for Oscar. We're going to see upgraded pistols in for pretty much everyone. And for Oscar, he wants to just have some more money behind him. Only going to invest into a Deagle, not quite all of the armor and all of the money.
The Eagles out for everybody here for the Sinners sides. There still could be impact against Fnatic. Lil's in, AK's out, Mac 10's on 2 individuals, and Chiquino just seeing that first player jump facing from the wood wall. A bit more of a B-centric default this time, and they do pay for it. Chiquino first to fall, but Bronn, again, very quick and responsive.
Just a straight wallbang coming through, knowing exactly where that aggressive duels come out from Neofrag. And for Sinners, that kind of is what hurt them in the pistol. They started off fantastically, getting that opening man advantage. Never get a chance of holding on to it, though.
Yeah, trades have been quick for Fnatic. Their next big step is really to gain control of the round itself. Of course, the advantages themselves, the opening kills. Alex seeing information, not allowed to put that Mac 10 to decent use, evading the damage and the flashbangs that Sinners are throwing over towards his monster position. Beastick, however, can strike another player. Alex there with a responses. Zedko tapping his way on will deal with the man. So 3v2, shot caught back to 2v2, and Mezzi will get double up onto Zedko as well. So again, damage has been done to Fnatic. It's not going to mean much in terms of the round, though. I think Beastick probably won't clutch this.
Mezzi's had another superb round, just being able to open up from the disadvantage, even look on for another multi-frag. Beastick out for a monster, tapping away with the Deagle. Does deal with the first. He's down low on the HP.
1-on-1 still. Deagle got to get the headshot on Bronn, and a Galil as well for the man. Not the AK, not quite the firepower basis to work from. That bomb is in the open. He knows that he can peek up from heaven. Beastick has no kit. Taps it once, try force that player out. Brolin playing patiently. Flashbangs come over the try, drive Beastick away. I think at this stage he's run out of time, so he'll grab one of those rifles, the AK in particular, run for the hills and save it. Fnatic will get to 2, but with 4 casualties on the board, not the best of follow-up rounds.
I wonder if Sinners buy again. They've done so much damage. They've kept it really tight. They've got an AK saved in, and Oscar's got even more money because he didn't invest completely in that last one. They've got a chance of forcing it up. It depends on how much of a risk they want to put into this round.
Got an AK to encourage them to do so. Buying Kevlar on Oscar. Upgrade pistol for Shock. Upgrade pistol for Neofrag and for Zedko as well, but not a full-on force investment. More of a half buy around the AK. Best it for Beastick if he wants to play a little bit more carefully if this round starts to fall apart. Sinners, however, relying on him to try and steal the round itself. Fnatic back into the mid defaults at a park position. They're expecting there to be a force buy here. That's why they're playing a bit more carefully and slowly, and if they see Deagles out, they probably could misread this. Zedko will not take fire first, though. He falls back and plays passive.
Just try to set up a crossfire out for Connector, get a bait set up, try to force fnatic forward into taking as many fights as possible, and that's where the pistols could do their damage. Out for this long control again, they've been very successful with pushing CTs further away. Zeko wanted to push quite far forward, Messi's on the other side. Oh my goodness, what a shot coming through to Alex.
Out of ahead, second player not quite as lucky for Zedco. Messi training him back. 10 of Crims will lead the charge up towards long as Messi tries to avoid that rifle falling into CT hands. He might just have to concede it and go join his teammates for the execution here. Sinners can find another good rifle, and at that stage, that might make this round a bit more doable for them. Shock still set with the Deagle. Brolin facing up towards that mid-control. Transfers back towards Shock and gets that double up alongside Giacchino dealing with Neofrag. Oscar now left in a 1v4, and now this is his chance to save.
Yeah, just hold on to the rifle, bring it into the next. Fnatic do lose that first pick of Alex and Party. Everything else goes their way pretty softly, and just being able to open up A, get the bomb down, and give themselves a third. Very good start for them on T-side. Sinners, they'll be looking to buy back and get Oscar onto the big green.
Very efficient stuff still from the CT side. Sinners, not quite as much of a chance to do damage in this particular round, but with 3 to 4 players falling in the rounds previous, Fnatic are still going to sustain heavy damage going into the next rebuy here. Alex probably get dropped and upgrade by Giacchino. Sinners have a chance to reset against the Fnatic camp. So really, really important rifle round. They've set it up beautifully.
It's all about being able to play the economy game and just start pushing forward. As well, this is not the only game that's going down right now. Eternal Fire and Movistar Riders over on the B stream. 2 lineups that have had a lot of changes recently. Eternal Fire only coming together as the super team. Movistar Riders going back over to a complete Spanish lineup. So that could be quite an interesting game to follow as well.
As the Eternal J, I feel like it's a sin that I'm not casting Eternal Fire. But, you know, needs most. If I had to pick a match between which one I think it would be the better one, I'd see Fnatic and Sinners probably be closer. So I'm not complaining too hard, but I might not get a chance to do the Eternal Fire match during this qualifier. Sinners, I'm looking to put Fnatic down into that lower bracket if at all possible in this best of 3 again. Rebuys in for the first rifle v rifle round. The AWP out for Oscar. There is AWP to respond for Giacchino. A lot of questions surrounding this player. I know that a lot of pundits have had their doubts about whether he can really handle this particular team. Fnatic gonna try setting up for that opening kill against Oscar anyway. Boost up, run face, flick back, misses from the CT player. And no one can get the kill back on Fnatic.
Both AWPers trying to fire away, not finding the connection at all. And for Sinners, very deep and passive on this CT basis. They're not really taking that many aggressive fights at all. Is allowing a lot of this long and bathrooms map control to come in quite easily for Fnatic. They're starting to see push forward. Oscar, he's looking around.
He's gonna catch a crack angle on Messi as well. Pick to open up for Sinners. Great, great start here for the CT side. And what looks like the tiniest little gap in the bathrooms towards mid to allow that kill to come favor of the CT force. Giacchino trying to respond with an AWP pick of his own, but the flashbang is just keeping him blind and no one peeks towards it. Finally, Bronan going to force out the issue, but getting incendiary back with 30 seconds. That bomb's on long. It's got to commit soon.
And they still don't know about Beast. He gets to the divided position. Finally, that jiggle that's coming for Alex is going to grant the kill. One more player up to the bomb site itself. Neofrag just trying to hold time. Rotations are on the way. The M4 gets away with one. Doesn't find any more. Doesn't quite happen.
Now Zedco and Shock held back. Zedco at the end of this smoke. I think it's about to start clearing. Bomb plant secured safe behind the truck itself, and the CTs are going to reposition to go for the retake here. AUG just catch Giacchino going a bit too aggressive, so the AWP falls back. Crim spotted in the corner. Shock makes it a double. Now it's all on Alex here. The brand new pickup, the brand new IGL for Fnatic. AK back over at the default position, ready for 2 CTs to line up for him. Oh, the spray goes awkward, but the peak was awkward there from Sinners the same. That could have gone 1 or 2 different ways, but it goes the way of the CT side.
They were close to lining up, but they didn't quite do so. They knew that Alex was out there to that dice position, and they separate themselves enough that they can't just get lined up. They can't just get 2 for 1. And for Alex, not even being able to find a single pick out on that post plan himself, Fnatic, they did really well in that situation in terms of actually gaining the site control. Yeah, they lose that pick on Oscar from Messi, and then from there, Alex is able to swing quite wide out for the bathrooms, catch off B-Stick out aggressively towards that divider angle. It was the retake too, and Shock in particular with that AUG that did lights work.
It's gifted the opening kill, of course, to bring that back to even standings. So Fnatic making mistakes of their own right on the T side. Reinvestment with the bomb plant bonus at least comes forward for the T's, but you can see how the economy's been affected by the damage the Sinners have posted up here. Yeah, Frag aggressing into short. Mezzy catches that kill. All important because that might set up a very early execution for the Fnatic side. Smoke on a monster shot, gonna peek ahead of it. Line up. 2 players get 1 kill and tons of damage to the second man. Bron there with a trade back. Mezzy caught with a flashbang as well. Zedko caught opposition, naded out here towards Cubby. T-side player is going to force forward. It's Bron that looks to try and take that engagement. That might be a bad call. Beestick does fall towards Mezzy, so it's a 4 versus 2.
Zedko's just trying to stay alive, and Oscar's just getting smoked off from heaven. Not really much he could do but start rotating down to the graffiti angle. Fnatic, they're still yet to get the bomb down.
Orb still looks inland. Zedko gets caught by Krim. Shot from Oscar. Mezzy responds. And again, great trading game for Fnatic. A triple up for Mezzy. Top fragger in server at the moment. 9 kills for him. He's had a hell of a start.
Honestly, I don't want to, it's difficult to say he's kept them in the game, but he has been the player to convert rounds for Fnatic. When he is getting multi-frags, they're converting, and we just see it there on the B side. They gain themselves that opening man advantage. Shock getting flashed into Monster does a lot himself, and then Mezzy just out from that short water position into Pillar, just consistently fighting so much damage on that B side.
Trade game's fantastic. Fnatic keeping order held to their favour, forcing the Deagles back at a half-buy for Sinners, which did do some damage previously. Hasn't able to win the round outside of that earlier buy-up. Comes forward on Shock, and Monster still forces forward, gets Mezzy. A hell of a drive-by, a hell of an opener.
Now, that is not an easy shot to hit at all. And now you start wondering to yourself, what can Sinners really do with this? They've got an AK, they could chuck it back over to Neofrag, Oscar, Beestick, one of the players with Kevlar. At least it can be more impactful.
Minute 2 the clock. Crims try walking in with the AK, checking up the birthday party in the bathroom's entrance. The CT side of Sinners still going to wait for Fnatic's execution. There's no need for them to try and aggress back here. Smoke does come back from Shock as he aggresses slightly just to get that piece of utility in. But he's going to wait for the hit here. They have no reason to try and continue the press forward.
Oh, I kind of like this boost up. This is something you don't see very often at all, especially when you're not going for a retake. And they are starting to bring players back over to this B side. They're getting a good read on this situation.
Utility coming in to indicate what's really happening. Crims gets tagged up by the player in connector. Brawler meanwhile starts walking up and into the B site. Neofry caught by a flash. Head tucked away. Going to try and hunt the T-side friendly. Seems at least 2 of them can try to take the spray on towards 1 man, but unable to get the kill against him. Crims responded to by Beestick. Brawler can trade him. So can add as well on Zedko. And Brawler holds down the spray to get his own 3k and get 5 to the board for Fnatic.
That's a very scrappy style of play coming through from Fnatic on that T side. They are getting out-read in terms of some of the positioning. Sinners had 1 player go aggressive in connector, and they just gamble stack. They completely rotated everyone over to that B side. And Fnatic, the way that they're winning a lot of these rounds is just some of the individuals having some big moments. We saw the way in which the rifle out from the short position coming through from Brolin, just catching individuals off guard out from the jungle position. And for Fnatic, they turn at 5 on the T side.
Oh, shot from Oscar. Still going to find the opening kills, and Sinners have been great at these. Immediately removing the triple kill player from the last round. Brawler not allowed to have impact at this moment. And again, completely blind for the AWP. Fnatic has to press with aggression. You can see how far forward they're going to make their moves up. They're going to deny any chance of Fnatic to gain any sort of A-site control. If they gain short and go back through connector, that could be their way into the rotation. Beestick going to try baiting Alex here with the AK. Out in with the frag. Secondary kill now for Sinners. No trades from Fnatic.
It's good composure on the aggressive move for Beestick. Don't go too far. Don't just go all the way out and start backstabbing. Instead, push yourself up aggressively. An angle that may just get misread or not even checked. And Alex sort of half did, didn't he? Looked over to that left-hand side. Didn't quite get the full information that a player was out there. Crim's hoping for a trade back. Gets away with 1. There's still an aggressive player with the AWP, but Oscar, that's just a bait.
4 on 2 now for Sinners, making it 1 as Shock finds Mezzy and Giacchino left to clutch it. Only a single kill now in this matchup, and now with not much else that he can do, Oscar will find his triple up of his own, and Sinners will find that second. Nice pick apart play, and the aggressive forces just really working out well for the CT side. Fnatic were caught off guard.
Yeah, and Oscar on the AWP is looking very consistent, which is a good sign moving forward on the CT basis of Overpass. It is Fnatic's map pick. It's not the best of maps in the map pool to come through for Sinners, so being able to give themselves an early advantage, try and keep it close from the start is really what they're going to be pressing for. And even for Fnatic, they're pressed for money, aren't they?
impressive money the entire game, which is very unusual for a T side. Come back to that in a second, because they're going to go fast out towards Monster and try for the B execution very quick here. This was successful previously, but they've got lesser weapons. Still, they turn them out advantage. 2 for 2 on the trades as Oscar can respond. Molotovs in towards Water. One player in Neofrag gets swinging alongside Shedko to provide support from the center of the site itself. Jakino with a deagle now. 1v3. Gets that first AK out for the second man, but Zedko allows him to get no further damage. 2 players life as thin as Fnatic on a force fight, however. They lost the rounds. They've got no cash.
I was actually quite surprised with the outcome of that round, because in terms of the entries out from the B site from Fnatic in the past, when they open up a bomb site, they do very well. And that time, rather than slowing it down and running out of default and then going to a B site execution, they have more pace behind it. They rush themselves out from that monster position and they just get mopped up. Decent crossfires being set from Sinners, holding their ground, putting the utility down. And for Fnatic, now being ecoed, they can't really afford much in round 9.
Nades on, damage easy. Oscar, an easy pick as well against Chiquino. Yeah, when I spoke, allowed the SMG to get some kills in for B-Stick, and that's exactly what he'll do. Brolin dropping next. Mezzi tagged up, 25 points of HP, and the T's just trying to force their way up into that long control. Try to sneak a bomb plant in if at all possible. You must have your doubts of whether it will be in the end.
Yeah, getting a bomb plant on Overpass on an eco when you don't have Deagles and Kevlar, it's almost near impossible. The crossfire being set, you've got the MP9 so aggressive. Oscar, jeez! What is going on from him, man? Some of these shots!
I've been impressive. I've been really good. 4th to the board of Sinners. And now trying to catch up to Fnatic. Have one more round to make up the difference. The buy is on the table for them, and yes, the Fnatic side will go in for the reinvest. The AK's crossed most of the board. No AWP potential. I think Chiquino was, or rather Brolin was $50 off of getting the dropout. There'll still be guns in for Fnatic. Still crippled by the economy game. Still with nothing in the reserve. Sinners will be taking advantage of that here. If they can continue hitting shots like you saw there from Oscar in the gun rounds, then the impact will be massive. But Zedko dropping a massive kill towards the aggression straight out of Fountain. Brolin finds the opener.
The flash is just slightly late. Mezzi with his back turned, looks back into connector, deals with B-Stick. Neofrag's thinking about aggressing forward, gets the first, not quite the second.
And turning away at the wrong moments for the likes of Neofrag. Shocks will get caught by Crimson. The double up can return. The AWP will deal with him, but Oscar in a 1v4. He's switching out to the AK. With a charge very far forward towards his smoke has gone down to buy him some cover. But Alex will get the kill regardless and deny any sort of clutch potential there from the Sinner side. So equalization denied, 6-4 to the board.
Fnatic are looking sharp, looking proper crispy. The turnaround 180 from Mezzi out to connector just says it all. And for Oscar, I am a little bit surprised that he went as aggressively as he did in that 1v3 and sort of chucked away the AWP. They are going to be buying him down going into round 11. There are going to be some signs of weakness. Shock is only going to be on an MP9. There's no kit for them to work with, so really don't want to put themselves in a retake position.
Got a whole defensive or nothing else. Finally looks like Fnatic could break this Sinners economy instead. Up in, but Oscar sees one, and he is just fragging on point today. 11 kills. Brolin dealt with immediately. So fast up to that contact position. Barely even a second to register he was out there. Still get the kill. Neofrag doing damage to the players in connector. Hearing those footsteps knows that they must be tagged.
It all just comes down to what more they can follow up with. Another resmoke out to the monster position. Fnatic might just go ahead of it, though.
Incendiaries on Veneo, Frag falling back. SMG of Shock trying to make his way out of the monster control. Mezzi. Spotted flash is going over, and he does get 2 of those kills in with the AK. So Sinners, despite having a decent crossfire of their own, are broken apart by Fnatic, a 4v3. Yeah, Frag's AUG very close to position, but shouldn't be able to do much here. Maybe deny a plant for a second. Alex already got the bridge position covered off. Almost gets caught looking the wrong way, but still wins out that fight for a 2k. And Oscar and B-Stick now have to save.
Sinners are looking slightly flat with the utility usage. We could see a flash getting lined up for the peek out for a monster for Sinners to peek with it. And it's late again. I don't know if they're getting pressured in these sort of situations or they're having difficult reads in terms of the timings. It's just that Fnatic, in so many of these duels, out to the B site in more particular than A, it just seems that Sinners are caught with nades out in their hands and not quite expecting that pace to come forward.
Fnatic maintaining and defending and extending the lead. Question is, do Sinners want to force the issue? I mean, we've got players on $1,900, so I don't think it would be that advisable. The damage is not quite as heavy from the Sinners side as well, so fnatic probably will be on a decent rebuy status with bomb plant bonuses and all that could also come in to fuel them. Sinners' best bet is to go eco around these weapons, or maybe buy an upgrade pistol on Neo Frag, and maybe Shock could get a P250. Not even that, just a Deagle, nothing else.
Fnatic just looking to extend their lead even further. The realistic chance of then getting up to double digits in this first half looks very possible. Nate stuck to the aggressive AWP pick line out from Party, because we've seen Oscar go for that a couple of times. This time around, he actually went into connector early.
Looks forward as the T's make their way out towards the fountain entrance, look down towards mid, hoping that the CT forces will give up another opening kill. Oscar sees Jakino, seeing the pixel of the headshot, scoping in a bit further as Jakino gave up the entire body and again concedes that opening kill to Sinners. Oscar's been so great at getting these rounds in on the start for the Sinners side. It's all those follow-ups which is the main concern for the CTs.
No, they are getting a bait set up in play, trying to draw the attention of the T's over to that AWP. Alex is getting caught completely off guard. They've even got a triple stack out the graffiti. Two-man
advantage as the AWP and the M4 have stacked up pretty nicely, and even Oscar's dipping in for a bit more, takes a shot back on Crims. AK for Mezzi, finds the frag on the first and the second, removes those rifles from play, brings it back to an even standing, and from there probably should secure the round for fnatic.
This makes it really difficult for Sinners. They might as well give themselves a chance of going into the rear tech. They're not losing anything by going for it.
Looks back, a bang, bit of a gap there to work with, but it will suppress the CTs nonetheless. Sprays through for Mezzi, catching Zedko for a little bit of damage. The smoke on towards that cross at Dumpster as the T's back away, hold the post-plant position. Sinners got to force forward real quick. Again, no kits in for this retake. And I mean, they might as well go for it because they aren't losing anything. And if they can get into the site and get out alive, they might still grab the AWP and the M4. Maybe one of the AKs dropped earlier on by Oscar and Beastic, but they will start taking face. They will see the body of their dead teammate. Try to grab that M4. Zedko's going to get out of dodge. Sinners will grab that much at least as fnatic take 8.
Shock may even be able to drop Mezzi to the bomb blast. 37 points of health. Going to start running away. Should be okay from this position now. All came down to being able to bait him forward, and it did for a moment. No longer than that. fnatic get out to 8. And for Sinners, it is surprising with the amount of opening man advantages, Jay, that they've only created 4 rounds to themselves. Because in the early sort of 20-25 seconds of each round, they've looked very creative. They've had some aggressive moves that have granted a lot of success. It's the mid and late round where they've struggled a lot on Overpass.
100% right on that, and it's the mid and late round which seems to be the most important factor here. The early round picked up so easy, the trades return just as easily for fnatic. Ultimately getting to the bomb site and the bomb plant. Maybe if this was a T-side basis for Sinners, then maybe that could be a bit of a different story. And now fnatic starting to adjust against those early starts here. Sprays through, wallbang's attempted. Crim's going to try looking against Beastic. Checks the corner, but Beastic still wins that fight. Gets away completely unscathed and all. Braun trying to trade back on Oscar. Will at least catch the AWP and find a responsive quickly for fnatic.
Just the lack of sound cues, keeping eyes out on that T-Cob position, getting wrapped in from that left-hand side, and Mezzi just waiting for the aggression out of Monster.
Once you give up the ghost, spray's a bit awkward. It comes together for that one kill. Zedko with a responsive, clears out the monster position and realizes there's nobody else out here. That bomb from Alex is still on his way to B site, and Beastic is pushing up from underpass. Will he continue to extend? Could he catch off the bomb carrier? That actually could be a very important frag. He's going to have an easy line in here.
It depends on which way he goes. Out to Monster or out to T-Con, because it could be misdirection.
Up to T-Con. Hard rotate as well back for Sinners. They realise that A site might end up being backstabbed, but Beastic second guesses. The Molotov coming in towards Jakino will start to pull their attention. The timing on this U2 is perfect. Flashes in, they'll rotate back out of connector. Alex can walk straight into the site, get a bomb plant in. Beastic might find a trade frag at the back lines here. Indeed, Jakino, no, wins that fight, turns the advantage for fnatic as well.
And that player moving in con was that Brolin that came through, heard that slight sound cue, so they knew that there was a backstabber coming in. They can relay that information over to Jakino to look behind. And for Sinners, do they really want to have a crack at this? Well, Neofrag might be able to create an angle, gets it back to a 2v2.
Alex was behind the sandbags, had no choice but to sit there. Jakino on rotation, getting back towards this monster position as Brolin strikes over a jungle, gets Zedko. Neofrag All that remains, it still walks into the hands of the AWPs. Fnatic win their 9th round and start making their way up to the double digits. With the money being where it is for Sinners, you can imagine that's probably where we're going.
And Fnatic are just being able to outplay them in some of these sort of situations. Earlier on into the first half, it seemed that Sinners were making some really good reads. They were stacking bomb sites quite well. And in that one right there, there's just so much misinformation, isn't it? Out from Ticon, not hearing anything, looking up in that position, they go, yeah, it's definitely A, definitely A. And all of a sudden, even with that util out from long, they're sold on the A play, and the fake is not coming out, and instead it is.
Upgrade pistols in for Sinners, trying their best to hold off against Fnatic. Gonna round back, that could, well, deny double digits, at least for now. Waiting and baiting and holding position, holding face for Fnatic. Expecting Sinners to try force forward. They went aggressive in previous rounds. If they can get any kills out of that, they can punish that misplay, that could be enough to turn the tide.
Now, even for Alex, doesn't need a Mach 10 at all going into round 14. It's just the idea that they're not going to have a lot of head Kevlar. It could be a great way to mop up frags. And for Neofrag, how much can he find?
Avoided Alex, catches Chikino. Alex able to get his responsive, so just maintains position in this round. Can grab the AWP in a 4v4. HP's roughly the same here between both teams. That bomb's going to recommit towards the A side, though. They're only just starting to take mid control.
Yeah, time has run relatively low in some of the rounds from Fnatic. They haven't sort of cracked under pressure when they have run the clock down low. Brolin just keeping eyes out for this connector position. A lot of noise being made up from the bathrooms, though.
Zedko up on the site here. Ready to solo hold this. They're going to need backup to get from his teammates. The smoke's inbound now. Should force a rotation back. A flashbang in towards Monster just in case. But Shock's on his way up. Zedko has it all to do for now. Finds Crims. Waits. Peeks in on Brolin. Gets a fantastic headshot. Crims forced out. Mezzi does catch his man. A responsive is involved. The 3v3. And Fnatic will just gain the site.
Oh, just getting the bomb down as well. Really running down that clock. And for Sinners, they might be able to do some further damage. 3v3 and also coming in from a backstab is not going to get caught off. Instead, Alex falls. Again,
awkward sprays there from the AK. Now in the hands of the CT side. And a man advantage as well for Sinners. Lacking in the kit department. Oscar is going to fall. So Mezzi able to remove that AK right back from play. Crims has two to find. Gets the first. Crossfire locked in. Shock still holds down the trades. But Mezzi holds down the round as Fnatic gain 10.
Jeez, Mezzi has looked rock solid coming out to Overpass, and when you think about this game, yes, it's not quite the RMR. One win will get you to the RMR, so there's so much importance on the line for being able to convert a decent lead on your map pick of Overpass going into the second half, and 90 kills and 8 deaths. He has just been involved in so many of these rounds.
And think about this as well, on Overpass it has been so CT based for Fnatic. Won 31% of their T rounds in the last 3 maps that they've played. Like, it's a very, very tiny amount. Then they get off an 11-4, with Sinners also having a big CT basis of their own right. It's not encouraging here for them, but they are going to try change their fortune. Zedko with a big flash in from Beastic. 2 kills found. Shock gets Mezzi on short, and now Beastic can swing back, make it another kill. The Sinners pick apart Fnatic, caught so far off guard in round 15, as it will be a 5th to close out a consolation prize for the CT side. Well, Sinners might have found their consolation, but Fnatic still hold a 5-round lead going into their CT side. Sinners have to work real hard from the pistol onwards to maintain potential in this map up and take Fnatic's own pick away. That really is the big sort of statement for this squad, to take a VAP victory above a well-respected, well-reputable team name. Now going in with the pistol round of the B-bomb site. Only a handful of players to defend. They're pretty passive on the Toxic and the boost position.
Chikino's got a huge backstab coming out from this park position, so if they can stall him for the B side, they'll have a lot of players here on rotation.
Flash over, USP tapping on from Alex, seeing several, but not connecting any of those kills. Bron having his head ducked down, does get hard checked, but somehow gets away with a kill on Neofrag. Shock able to respond to him, 4v4 retake.
He should never get away with one, knowing in that position where his head's ducked down. Does well to do so. B-Stick, oh, if he can catch off the backstabber, that could be the advantage.
Takino has no idea. Tap to the back of the head. Easy pickings to deal with the backstabbing individual. Now it's all left of the 3 CTs coming in from the CT entryways. Crims with one good headshot. Zedko with a responsive again. Advantage for Sinners. Going to look for that defuse kit. Crims and Mezzi got to make their way in. Mezzi with no Kevlar whatsoever. Crims comes up with a pick back now. Got to get on the defuse. Taps it once. Trying to force the player out of short. Needs to get Oscar on the headshot desperately. Tapping it again. Beastic kill back, and Crims almost flicked towards his man, but at 30 points of HP, Beastic gets his 3k and gets the pistol for Sinners.
Just for Sinners, a lot went right in that round. They opened up a B-bomb site. It was relatively passive, honestly, for Fnatic. They've got a boost up in that right-hand side of Graffiti. Out from the Toxic barrels, Brolin somehow gets away with one. They've got a nice-looking backstab in for Chikino. The only problem with that, does not look over to that right-hand side, does not see that there's T-side have already pressed aggressively forward. And hats off to Sinners for even recognizing there could have been a backstab in that sort of way.
They dealt with it effectively. Maintain control of the situation. Fnatic not able to maintain the momentum that they had of the T-side basis. Galil's in, the scout out for Oscar. Of course, no AKs, but a buy-up nonetheless compared to Fnatic's Deagle force invest. One for Mars for Crims could still be the damage dealer. Got that triple in the previous round to enable the Molly to be in this state. But the only automatic weapon here for Fnatic.
And they've got the crossfire slightly aggressive out from the bathroom's position. Molly down the divider's going to force Chikino slightly passive and try and see if they can break this crossfire for the CTs.
Very aggressive from Fnatic, trying to find a line in here at the bathroom's entrance, in particular for Brolin. Who's going to go up the ghost here? Beastic or Brolin? Maybe Chikino, actually. Yeah, Neofrag finds his angle. Deagle shots on, gets 2 kills, and Crims again able to provide a bit of assistance. 2 for 1 on the responsive. Brolin gets another good pick. Beastic can respond towards both of them and bring it back to evens in the 2v2 instead. 1 man left in Mezzi, back towards the A defensive. The only kit in play. He needs support from Alex.
Yeah, the CTs are split, and they might continue to play that way. 35 on the clock. Mezzi's moving forward. They might think to themselves there's a rotation into connector or out to that monster position. Instead, they're walking long. They're very silent.
I think that might be a bit of awkward information for Fnatic. Alex is rotating back here as Mezzi holds down the bathrooms. They might think the connector's clear and they're going to come in from long. Smoke back, flash over, shot from Alex, drops the bomb, all important kill. Oscar from Mars in hand, 10 seconds to get the bomb plant in, but Mezzi now made his way up with the Galil in hand. He's forced out the round regardless here. 5 seconds to get the plant. Alex secures his double, secures the Galil, secures extra rifles to Fnatic as they find 11 and steal the round.
Now, Oscar really couldn't have played that any differently. 1v2 situation, where do you plant knowing the information you've got? Well, Alex just picked up from Dumpster, so plant for truck. It's safe for Dumpster. It's safe out to that bank angle. The only problem is Mezzi and just the way that he swings out from the bathroom's entrance. Fnatic had a very good situation where they had themselves a 4 versus 2. Yes, it was answered back to tie it up. Being able to win the conversion, and for Sinners, that is not what they hoped for at all.
Instant responsive. And Sinners going to try and back as well. Scout Deagle's in the forced invest for Sinners, of course. Ready here for the CT force, man. They've gotten themselves back out of the mid control. Completely conceded it. Trying to regress towards long instead. There are no scoped weapons for them that can advantageously take this position. They've got that Galil on the SMG. Off angles, bait and switch, perhaps a boost up. Brolin thinking of aggressing. Great flash in, hatch information on 3 individuals, get the kill on 1.
Looking for more. This is just farming at this point for the MP9. Gets away with a couple, does get traded. Chikino quite late to being able to swing out wide, go for that trade frag, so they don't quite expect it because it is so late. And for Sinners, 2v4, this is so difficult to win.
And Zedko and Beastic All important round that will step out of their fingers. Zedco try and look into the sight. Tagged up, missed bullet on the Eagle. No info on the bomb, but they might have an inkling of where they're going to go now for the Sinners side. fnatic, will they get the correct read? They're rotating a man off the site itself. And the pistols challenge Mezzi appropriate with that Galil. Nades back. Zedco does not get caught by it. At least not towards kill damage. A little bit of a tag comes out. Alex can finish off the job. And B-Stick have to get a bomb plant in at best, but in a 1v4 that seems borderline impossible here.
You'd have to imagine so. Chance onto the site itself, not going to happen at all. Messi getting up to 20, fnatic getting up to 12, and Sinners getting up to a Glock round. That was a forced buy going into the last. Didn't find the conversion, didn't find the bomb plant, so they're now in a position where they do have to light eco. And for Sinners, they've put up a decent fight here on Overpass. They haven't quite made it as competitive as maybe some would have wanted. And for fnatic, this is just leading them closer and closer to that all-important 16th and taking Overpass in a relatively good fashion.
6 rounds in the lead. Sinners not out of this one just yet, but fnatic are definitely looking to push towards the end of things. Nades on, lots of damage being done by the incendiary as well. All the util coming out to put Sinners on the back foot early and should be mopped up by the rest of these rifles. Nice if the SMG of Crims can get involved, but he's all the way on that B site, and with Sinners playing into A, unless they go for rotates, it should be easy mop-ups of the guns instead.
More kills. Hungry Brolin looking to see if he can find more with that AUG. Another HE coming through. Jeez, the utility damage is just mopping, just eating so much of that HP. And, well, an ace comes out. Nice anti-eco ace coming through for Brolin. Held his ground, strafing left and right, being able to force himself more passively. And, of course, HG's really helping in that situation.
Effective, efficient, and easy for fnatic. It was an eco versus gun round, so it is what it is. You can't really take too much away from that. You can't really blame Sinners for getting mopped up in that respect. 3 rounds for fnatic to go. There are guns out for Sinners here in round 20. This will be their final stand, else it will be map point for fnatic again on their map pick. Vertigo could be slightly better for the Sinners if they let it go that far. fnatic, however, on a stomper of a start, and if they can maintain this control carrying into the second map, as unlikely as it might seem, Sinners could be in trouble. For now, just focused on this gun round, and they have let one play across the park.
Oh, this is a good read from Shark. All just comes down to a matter of timing until when Brolin peeks back out. The AUG still somehow finds a pick. Looking to try and follow up. Doesn't happen at all. Just gets sandwiched in. There's so many T-side players around. Yeah,
great responsive from Oscar. Of course, had backup out towards that fountain position. And Brolin, his 24th kill of the game on Shock, has really pulled ahead of everybody else. We talk about how Oscar was having a great game in the start of the CT side. Now it's lesser so. Even towards the end of the CT side, he was slowing down. Does bring evens on the Sinners board, but that lack of impact from the big green gun at the T side means that there's less opportunities to get rounds here. SMG of Crims have spotted one. They now know that Sinners are on their way of the rotation, and with Alex going down, that could indicate the execution here. Sprays a bit awkward with the FAMAS. Norn barely holds back on Neofrag. The AK coming on, and the Galil's on. 2 more CT individuals can bring it back to a 2 versus 2. Incendiary on site. Drakino on his way back in. Mezzi looking for another good pick back on Oscar. Not quite as successful. Drakino with a responsive. Struggles to get that last kill on Oscar, and Oscar can just hold the round together.
Sinners just brute forcing their way out to the Condor position into short water and out from Monster. Being able to catch Alex just on a timing, and Crims aggressively with that MP9 got away with 1 and, well, almost a half kill. A lot of damage onto that second player. Needed more in that situation. They set Drakino up to try and get the clutch together. Didn't quite happen. They will be able to give themselves a good buy at least going into round 21. The AWP's going to come out. Rifles come through for everybody else. And for Sinners, well, this could be quite quick out to the B side.
It could well be. Shock first man in with a MAC-10. Charging straight on. AWP on Drakino here. He's going to get flanked out by this SMG. This could be a bit of a problem, but Alex had to bail him back out. Or peeks in, finds Neofrag as well. They're going heavy quick into this one. Drakino finds 2 kills. Not quite that triple, but his teammates are there to trade back on him. Can grab that AWP if they desire. There's 4 alive for fnatic, and another confident rifle round posted by the CT board.
Now, in that round, a lot of people are going to look at it and say, okay, I enjoyed the AWP sequence the most. I enjoyed the support, honestly, there. When you think about the utility coming forward, Drakino was so blinded. There was already a T-side wrapping him out for Pillar. He should be a dead man. He should instantly fall. Instead, the crossfire is there. Players are in the right position at the right time, and it means that aggressive MAC-10 can't even catch off the AWP that's out in the open.
Going hero AWP for this round as well. Oh, the tower boost. I think it could have caught a player as well. had it come in and been successful, but now that heavy stack towards the monster position has allowed Mezzi and Brolin to start peeking very far forward of this Oscar. And Zedko may get hurt. Spotted. Good shot again from Oscar. Can come forward. Brolin knows that he can't really afford to stick around there. Oscar has been deadly with the AWP when he's had it. AUG getting back out. Smokes down to suppress. CTs will hold the site.
Brolin's a lucky man that they didn't just hunt him down. 57 points of health, running away with your back half turned and half not. It's not easy to be able to follow up, and for Sinners, rather than just continuing the pace, they actually do is slow it down. Run boost doesn't quite come out for the AWPer. No one's there anyway. And for Sinners, this hero AWP round, you start wondering to yourself, they could be able to create something here.
They had more Kevlar across the board, then maybe that could be a bit more of an impactful rifle. Aim punch is going to hurt in the air frag. The AWP of Oscar may still have to be the main damage dealer here. Looks on the APC, hoping for a jump face. He may have spotted a player. Giacchino playing with fire right there. He had no idea, but I think he has the information. He won't go for a second jump face or wait back to the site and expect the A hit.
Well, rotations are starting to come up. Brolin now to the A site. Crims has got an opportunity to move as well. Just leave Alex alone to defend B. And this is the right call. Time is low. Sinners have got to get a move on.
Nades on, smokes up, counter smokes in with Giacchino, waiting to suppress them. Great shot on shot, re-peeks towards B-Stick, sees the man, engages on the AWP v battle, and Oscar can win that. The bomb plant will be secured, so there will be bonus money here for the team. Now Crim's got strike back deals with both the individuals on site and off site, and now Oscar left for the ace clutch here with the AWP. The bomb is in the open. Potential right here. He can still clutch it. He's got to get every single shot accurate. It's just not going to happen. Alex picks it up from that point. Fnatic on 15-7.
But they look drilled, and even in that sort of position, there was no wallbang that came into dice to deny the bomb. Crim's got aggressive out from Dumpster, just got to truck and tried to create just a way that they don't allow that bomb to get planted. Instead, it's very cautious, isn't it? It's right, okay, we've got the utility, we've got the weaponry advantage, we've got ourselves in a good position. Let's not waste it. Let's not throw ourselves at the site, make some silly plays. Instead, compose ourselves. Get that retake forward. They don't expect a bank player at all, considering no information has come through, and for Fnatic, all they need now, one more round.
One more good round. Guns out to try and get that round. Oscar on a Galil being the limiting factor, of course, buying the hero AWP, but unable to make a round work for it. B-Stick can strike first. Crims responds to him, sees that second player on short. Doesn't go on for a full-on frag here. Can't quite find much more else. Sinners are going to back away and continue to play out the default. They have time to work with. They have to try and make this round work out for them, and Crims just says, no, actually, I don't want to wait for you. I'm going to swing forward, I'm going to get a triple, and I'm going to leave Oscar with not much else that he can do. For a 16-7 for Fnatic, it's been map 1 going their way.
That pressure just always on in the second half, just always peeking forward, always trying to connect onto some more frags. Oscar does get turned around by 1 from Crims. That gives himself the first. Got to get back to the bomb, give himself a 1v2 clutch situation. He's got time on his side.
CTs won't know where he's going either. They didn't know that he had the bomb on his back. Maybe a case that they dropped it earlier, or maybe a case that he's left it back in spawn, and definitely if they assume the latter, they would assume right. Brolin set here at jungle. Giacchino watching out of bank, a very tight angle and an expectant angle. If it's a default plant for Oscar, assuming the wall bang does not connect from Giacchino, that will be the safest plant for him. 30 seconds, he's got to get a move on though, he's in the clutch.
He's got flashes. The problem is, he uses the flashes down to the site. He gives away the element of surprise. They can just start rotating up. 20 seconds on the clock. Now he's going to use those flashes forward. Now Fnatic know it's going to be up to A.
Go for it. Stick the whole thing. Or going to swing. Not go for the wall bangs. Oscar able to maintain position for now. Eyes checked. Swings and Giacchino lands it. Easy kill for the man and ends off on a high note for Fnatic, a 16-7. Man alive, what a hell of a start for them. I would have looked at Overpass being as good a map as it was for Sinners, but they still were, and being, assuming it would be close, but still not able to get much done in that second half. The CT basis and the T-side basis actually for Fnatic was far, far too strong for them to even muster.